Ivo, it makes sense, but I would like a broader explanation of what's going on here in terms of what we think life is about and what our soul thinks life is about.
Ivo,
yes, my dear, you are becoming aware that when you were younger and set about life the way you were instructed, you kept running into dead ends, the same problems over and over, the same types of people over and over, which eventually led you to believe that you were not very adept at the game of life. This is not true. You were, in fact, led to certain things by your higher self who wished you to learn the lesson at hand. You were very reluctant in many cases to do so. Life would have been a lot easier for you if you had understood what your soul had desired to learn in this life and what you felt your life was about. Because, as you are aware now, these are two very different things at times. Your people also misinterpret a lesson as misfortune. For example, a person becomes rich and buys a house with all the trimmings and new cars, a boat.
I'm all for the boat.
Ivo, yes, you love the water. So they buy all these implements, but fail to learn how to manage their money and it all dwindles away. They are left with nothing again. Let us say that again, they manage to accumulate a sum of wealth through the stock market, for example, and then they rebuild their life again thinking that they are again on easy street. But for the second time, they lose all their money and end up living in less than desirable circumstances. So many would decide that the reason this is so is because this person needs to learn self-discipline. And perhaps they could stand to be more disciplined with their money. But there may be a greater reason why they continue to lose the funds they have accumulated, and this could be the soul's reason for not supporting you in keeping the monies. Because you came to earth to learn how to be sympathetic with those who have been impoverished on your world. And there are many. To learn what life is like for those suffering people. And the only way to do this is to live with less oneself? Ivo, first-hand experience, yes, the soul is all about that. So many times you see activists on your planet who have had first-hand experience with a certain disease, or something happened in their lives and they go on the circuit to teach others of their experiences. But this is knowledge. So much more can be gained through hands-on experience and the soul knows that. Your people tend to misinterpret the soul's intention. You believe that your intentions should prevail. That your life plan is the one to be followed. Often it is not. Because you are disconnected from higher realms of knowledge, who could teach you what you need to do in order to make the learning less painful for yourself. Many, as you did, spend their time fighting their soul's intentions. One of your lessons, my dear, was assertiveness, which you know. And you learned it. You used the situations you encountered and the people who you needed to learn to assert yourself with, to do so. Yes, you are aware that you are an interracial counselor in your galactic work as Tanya, my vegan mate. However, being a counselor in a galaxy of loving service to other races is not as difficult as being a Terran upon your Earth dealing with the people who are sometimes unloving, egotistical and aggressive. And you know this. The other thing you have now learned about is the unpredictability of people on your planet, and you have this streak in you as well. Your emotions often surprise you. Absolutely.
Ivo, you chose to experience particularly abusive parents and a dysfunctional family to see the effects it had upon you. We have counseled you in the astral many a time so that your soul can glean the lessons it wishes to from your experience. Then you do not have to repeat it. As a light worker, you already had learned these lessons in other lifetimes. However, the experience of learning them on Earth was too good to say no to for many. Earth has the ability to perfect virtually any skill set learned elsewhere. But you did come prepared.
Hell, no. I'm not repeating this life.
Ivo, you have gained an enormous wealth of information, not just the information you know of as information, but the energies of your experience. The effects your life has had on your soul. You take that with you from this lifetime. Your soul, unlike you, sees the pot of gold in having had your experiences. You do not. This is because you are still not aware of everything that you have been learning. If you could talk to your soul while you are physically awake it would help you, however I do not see this exchange as being possible. You realize you are learning patience, but at a 3D level with selfish people that you must interact with. Many people on your world are self-oriented and are of a lower level vibration. On top of that, they believe they are in charge of their lives and they are here to be happy. And because they think this, they follow the money trail, work hard hours, enter into bad relationships, do many things in the search for happiness. And it eludes them. When in fact, happiness is to be found when cooperating with one's soul. When doing what it is you were born on earth to do. You realize this, my dear, as you do these channelings and videos. And our books that we write. This makes you happy. The truth is, 3D, now 4D Earth is particularly challenging. Only the strong ones come to Earth to help. Others come to learn. Then there are the Earthlings who are stuck trying to escape their karmic cycles and at a higher level, appreciate the help they are receiving. Me, I still can't figure out why I'm so shocked at people's behavior half the time. Ivo, it is because their behavior is so much lower than your typical vibration. Yes, sometimes you would not be so shocked, such as when you are in a bad mood. You might even expect it. But when you are in your normal service to others mode, the drop it takes an energetic level to understand what you have been confronted with, comes across as a shock. To understand the lower vibrational behavior. That is the case for anyone who feels shocked at others' behavior. There is often, yes, an unexpected component, and the reason it is unexpected is because of the mirror that life is. Most believe that others are on their level and to be confronted by something of a much lower value is a shock to them. Me, well, thank you for that. After 57 years of feeling shocked. Ivo, and the solution is to elevate yourself back up to feeling good again. Because this has lowered your vibration. Make it temporary. Take yourself up to a level of forgiveness. Me, thank you. Ivo, yes, you see this when you have an innocent woman who was a good person, horrifically murdered in a heinous, unexplainable way. Well, there is the law of polarity that says opposites attract. And then sometimes, but not in all cases, the lovely woman is either paying a past life karmic debt of rebalancing energies, or has asked to experience this horrific death. Yes. Sadly. And on your planet, this is possible. There are also the lessons of forgiveness to be learned by the surviving family, towards the murderer. Yes, your people do not understand. Which makes it even harder to bear. Your people also have a tendency towards retribution, which yes, is draconian. As Akon called it, your reptilian behaviors. This is not the way of the human, to take an eye for an eye. Our way is to forgive. Your souls know this and they want you to learn it, yet your policies and your societies do not allow for it. Also social expectation. So the soul does not learn its lesson. Do you see how many stay stuck, not being able to learn upon your world? Me, yes, I see that. Ivo, let us take your example of infidelity in marriage. You have looked at people's weddings and said, he or she will cheat on him, sir. Some can easily see that the one seeking fidelity in the marriage has betrothed oneself to an infidel. Yes. That word works here. But the spouse cannot see it. Why are they blind to the cheating ways of their beloved? Because the lesson has not come to fruition. It is on the horizon. Your marriages have the expectations of fidelity to the partner. But when the soul wishes to experience unconditional love on earth, it finds you a cheating partner so you can learn to forgive that person, whatever it takes. When attempting to understand the lessons of the soul, one must look for themes of forgiveness because that is a huge one upon your earth with many an opportunity, unconditional love, as opposed to your conditional love, and self-empowerment. Your assertiveness lessons fell in under that category, my dear, as well as self-love because in learning to speak up for yourself, you learned to care for yourself better. I believe Sylvia Browne had a body of life themes written in one of her books, did she not? Me, yes, but which one? She has so many. There's information online. Google Sylvia Browne, life themes. I think there's more info than hers as well. It's common enough. Ivo, yes. And for the life theme of forgiveness, to learn to forgive on earth, one might choose rejection. They would be rejected by their parents, abused, or by a partner. Frankly,
It is not difficult to find rejecting people on your planet. You still find them under the guise of trolls or others who have out-of-control egos who love to go online and reject people, many times as they have been rejected themselves, so they are acting out their theme and either helping others to learn by suffering rejection, or they are not learning their theme's lessons, to overcome rejection. Rejection of others is also rejection of the self. Many who are online rejecting others' comments do it so they can also be rejected in turn. Yes. That is what the soul wishes. That they experience rejection in order to overcome that trauma. Me, I won't do it. I won't deal with people who malign me or anyone I know. Ivo, so what do you do with them? Me, I block them, which is rejection. Ivo, so you see then? When they decide to learn what the soul wishes them to learn, then it will stop. But these people are learning, they are not malicious as a rule. Yes. Others are quick to label. Me, okay, let's take another common scenario. One thing I used to do myself, but despise. Partying. Ivo, the imbibement of alcohol and the intake of drugs in order to achieve a feeling of well-being. Well, my dear, my first comment is if you felt good about yourself you would not need these crutches. Or sugar, which is your particular favorite. Me, yup. So people go out to bars and party all the time. Ivo, and this, for many, is not a life issue. For those who have more that they are ignoring in their lives, this is a life lesson. Because they cannot imbibe. The alcohol is a deterrent to itself. It makes many sick and hungover. So many set limits but others cannot. Those who cannot are either learning a lesson from the drink itself, one of self-love. Or they are experiencing the natural deterrent in the alcohol, which hopefully will lead them on to what their soul really does wish them to experience in life. Greater things. Yes, many of your Illuminati's programs have built-in deterrents. But you see, alcoholism and drug addiction is still rampant. Many are here experiencing that, to learn self-love, self-mastery and self-empowerment. Your world has the availability of many means of learning. Me. You've got that right. Boot camp on Earth. Ivo, very well. Me, Ivo, one last question. How do people go about finding out what their soul wants for them? Ivo, this is a question, my dear, of paying attention. Develop an inner focus, not an outer focus. When you have genuine feelings of love for something, then it is a path your soul wishes you to take. When you see synchronicities it means you are being led to where you need to be. When you have a sense of feeling lost, you are. This is how to rectify it. Going inside during meditation and gaining the understanding that is being communicated to you all the time but there is too much thought chatter in the way. You need to understand yourself and many do not. Put aside time to do this rather than turning on the television. I know you have busy lives but this is so important. Your lives are as if there is nobody at the helm of your ship at times, when in fact you should be, but with higher guidance off the boat to direct you through strong gales. Your life will become easier. At the moment, there are malevolent others in charge of many of your lives and this must change. Do not empower them, empower yourself. Bring in your light. Me, thank you Ivo. Ivo, my dear, you are always welcome. I know you work so hard. Me, I do. But I love doing it.